Welcome everyone to our brand new show, TKMR Hatena. Um, this is a brand new show that we're starting today where we will try to bring you the lighter side of what goes on in the Japanese discussion forums and Nichan and all the whatever uh, other social media networks that they have going on. For our very first episode in the studio today, we have Bex.
Whoopee!
Yo, and we have Turbos 86.
Woohoo, woohoo.
Nice.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. So before we get started, let's give you a brief introduction of what Takamaro Hatena is. Hatena is basically a Japanese social networking site. Has like a blogging clone, has like a Twitter clone, and it's generally what a lot of people use to collect a bunch Holo project data from a bunch of different sources and put it in one area. So if you're behind and you need to catch up, or you just want to look at one place for all your news, Hatena would the blogs and stuff on Hatena would be kind of your number one source to go to. So for this show, what we're going to do is be a similar structure to that. We're going to give you the funnier side, the non-serious side, and the rumor sides of Nichan, and we're going to bring you weekly, what current threads that are going on discussion right now that will hopefully give you a laugh or give you something to think about. Anything else I'm missing about the show?
Nope.
I think that's good. Why don't we get started, Turbos?
Okay, our first topic is, as some of you might know, the Japanese fans often likes to refer to the idols on the internet with a ASCII art emoticon face instead of their names. I guess they rather have the little faces as a hotkey on their keyboard than to type up their names. But it's cute that way. Some of those ASCII arts actually, if you use some imagination, do look like the girls.
Yeah, they definitely Haruka's kind of does look like hers.
Okay, yeah. The other one's not so
No,
much,
not so
but
much.
still. So, as some of you might know or might already listen to, the 9th and 10th gen Born Musume members has a radio show on JORF.
Right.
That's the radio station, and the staff of that radio station runs a blog, official blog for the radio show, and they talk about the girls and what's been happening on the show. So the latest entry on the blog there involves the staff using the ASCII face art of Kudu and Majan.
Awesome.
So what's the importance to this point is that those ASCII arts were initially made up by the fans and mostly used on sites like Nichan and fan blogs. With having the staff of an official radio show use it, basically means the ASCII arts are now official.
Yes. Let's hope to see him on T-shirts and stuff soon. That'd be kind of funny.
That's wouldn't be the first time though. If you remember Mono Edina's single earlier from this year, Doki 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 Baby and Tasokare Kosaten. In the music video of Doki Doki Baby, on whenever Edina did the baby sign,
right,
a face would appear on the screen, and that is one example of how the ASCII art became official.
And now it's just branching out.
Yeah, it's interesting to know that how a lot of the staffs from upfront, from radio shows, they're reading off of these anonymous message boards on the internet and taking the ideas of fans and using it to make money.
That's kind of awesome.
That is
Or
that is like in Intellectual theft.
of
What?
an ASCII art face.
Yes. Make up your own face.
Yeah.
So what I wonder though is how do people remember all these faces
Well, there's not too many,
on the
and
board? All right.
well, if you use the Japanese typing system, like when you type a shortcut, like a half of a word or something, it has an autofill, and then you
Right.
actually select the face. So it's not
And
like you actually.
I bet most of these people always use the same faces, so they only remember couple
Yeah.
that they always use.
Like, I mean, I only remember like maybe 3 or 4.
I couldn't tell one. I have
Oh.
no idea.
There
Just-
are a couple sites that has lists, but then the faces do evolve over time, so you have to keep up with
Yeah.
them.
And the funny part is whenever like a new generation comes in, there's like a huge battle of like which one should be the official face.
Yeah. I guess you get like votings and all that stuff. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Which one is the better?
sometimes they can't even decide, so there's like 10 faces for one person.
Nice.
It took forever to decide Ikubos because they couldn't find one that was like that they were claiming like perfectly matches your face. So I don't know.
I think they still not decided on Liho's and Take-chan's.
Yeah, Diho goes between like 2 or 3 of them.
And Take-chan has like 5.
I bet it's just gonna end up being like Diho or Take-chan just picking one and like settling it once and for all. Kind of like how she had to settle her Sayeshi call instead of Diho. Or
Oh,
Diho-chan.
yeah.
Right.
That's gonna be kind of, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, on to our next topic.
Yeah.
See, Kuda Kanon, when was this? She blogged yesterday? Is it yesterday already?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, this is yesterday in Japan time anyways. Yesterday that she's actually a something otaku.
There's no surprise there.
Yes, everything she does it has to be involved
So
in
she
the name otaku. Yes?
she is DD in everything.
She's DD in life.
DD in life. Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yes.
Sweet.
Her latest revelation is that she's a Earl Grey milk tea otaku.
Oh, see, that's bad. That's NG right there.
That's NG.
That's NG.
Solely for the reason that her Hollow Project Oshiman, Kuma Yurina's favorite tea is green tea.
Yeah, how can you do that?
Oh.
You can't.
You have
think
to
that's
eat
wrong.
And, you have to eat and drink and live everything your idol does.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, if
So-
they drink green tea, you have to drink green tea for life.
Yes.
That's how it rolls.
Earl Grey and green tea. No.
No,
That's
nothing else.
That's English tea and Asian tea clashing.
I know.
You
What
can't
about
have-
fruit tea? Because that's what I drink. Does
No.
that count? Does
Well-
anyone drink fruit tea in Hello Project?
fruit tea? No, I don't think any of them said fruit tea.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Damn it. I'm doing it wrong.
In Kanye's
You-
defense, though, I've tried that Ichigo milk tea. It's pretty good, but she
She
shouldn't
didn't
be
say just. She didn't say just strawberries though. She said
well,
she's
yeah,
Gr-
but she has
Earl
a
Grey.
picture of the strawberry one, I think, right?
Doesn't say strawberry. Is it? I don't see strawberry.
That picture.
Okay, well, drink the strawberry one. It's good.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
you tried
Okay.
it?
Well, I drink fruit tea, so I get strawberry teas a lot. It's really good.
I guess that's close enough. Girls like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
You're good.
that works.
Sweet.
Right.
So, yep.
Moving on to our next topic. Let's see. We have another Aikaruma topic coming straight from Nichan. I think this is only a couple days old. This discussion. And so this is purely speculation, but what happened was, as y'all know, Satayama Life is the new Hello Pro Time replacement for Hello Project's TV, their only source of TV. And,
Yeah.
yeah. And so we saw in the first episode that it was Aika and some of the younger girls wandering around some farm, and they meet with this couple, and well, the guy shows them around, and then at the end they go back to that person's house, and like the family cooks for them, and then Aika cooks for them, and it's kind of like a big raw vegetable organic party or something. And so there was a guy who apparently knew that farming couple, and he wrote a blog kind of giving the background information, saying like, so he remembers the farmer guy talking about how these like 6 gyaru type celebrities
What the gyaru? What?
That's kind of funny. He said gyaru.
I know, that's how he described the 6 girls. So
Oh shit.
and they were, I mean, like, they were wearing country stuff on that recording, so what does he think?
I guess he's never been to the city.
The city. Yeah.
He would probably freak out if he goes to Shibuya or something, like, oh my god, what are they wearing?
Yeah, he's in for a surprise. Of it.
Space.
Yeah. Anyway, so he remembers the whole the girls coming and that filming session they did, and he gives a little background of like how they all shared the food and stuff together. But he mentioned specifically that the girls came at the end of March to do their filming, and so now we get into hardcore theory rumor time. So put on your tinfoil hats. Right now that there's like discussion going on that so in the timeline of things, Satayama Life started, let's say, end of March, and according to all the official announcements, the blog and that concert announcement, supposedly Aika made her decision to graduate at the end of April, right before Gaki's graduation. So actually, it wasn't beginning of May she made her announcement.
Yeah, a couple of days off.
It was so it's around end of April, beginning of May, whatever, around that time.
Yes.
So anyways, and the thing is, in a recent, let's see, it was a magazine interview with Aika. I can't remember which magazine. Like the huge headline on that interview was that a quote from Aika saying, "I made my own decision to graduate," and she's really trying to sell that, I guess, excuse or whatever you want to call it. That's her thing.
Right.
And so they kind of work this out. The Otas having this discussion, like, so if Aika already started her show at the end of March, and like, you know how HP media show goes, they like film way in advance and usually like a couple episodes at a time. So what we're watching, actually, it's probably been a while since they've actually filmed it. So as far as Aika's concerned, she's in the middle of the show already, like deep into the recording of like a couple episodes in, and then all of a sudden she decides to graduate or make that announcement of her own will at the end of April, beginning of May. That whole thing doesn't really make sense to the Japanese fans, so they were thinking, it seems like the UFA or Holo Project or whoever's upper management made the decision of Aika to graduate without telling Aika that she is going to graduate, and then they just kind of sprung it on her last minute, and then she just kind of had to suck it up or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think about that theory?
I think there's some truth to that. If reading some of the other girls' blogs, or those who have blogs,
right?
Sometimes they would mention when they go to handshake events, and the fans would tell them, "Oh, I'm going to your so-and-so event later next month," and the girls would be like, "What? I have an event next month?"
Yeah. It's scary how little they know about their own work.
They have no idea what their own schedule are, but then it's all posted on the internet before the managers even tell them.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if management made all the decision, and then when it's all finalized in with themselves, then they tell Aika that, "Oh, okay, you're graduating."
By the way, you're graduating in 2 weeks, so
Bye.
bye.
Oh, that would suck.
That's pretty harsh.
I think they need some new managers.
Well, I think they were like, they had applications like half a year
months
ago.
ago?
Why didn't I
Yeah.
know about that?
And
I told you.
yeah, the requirements were pretty low actually to get a job as a manager.
But then they didn't let you say it was all all for the whole company up front, so you could be sent to
Right.
manage some anchor singer.
Right, or some comedian. That's not funny.
Right. Right.
So, But you might get lucky, or you might rotate around like manatee or something. And
Right.
yeah. But no, back to your point. Actually, it was pretty funny how little the girls know because like there were some big times where, the most recent one was Reina this week blogged, like I just read in my blog comments, like the fans were telling me that the handshake events, for 1, 2, 3 are the individual handshake events, and the drawing is random. I had no idea, so she didn't know about that. And then she was like, "Oh, that must make it hard for Reina fans." And everyone was like, "What's that supposed to mean?" Yeah,
She's such a troll.
yeah. But then there were other ones like, I think Captain, like she didn't know she was doing a dinner show until people.
Oh yeah, she did.
Yeah, like I
She
think
did.
people on her blog comments like, "Hey, I'll be going to your dinner show," and she was like, "What dinner show?" That was pretty awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, and how the concert schedules get announced to the fan club members before they tell the
Yeah.
the idols.
Yeah, that's those executive members like leaked the whole, or at least the first half of the schedule, and the girls like,
Yeah.
"What? We're going there?
We have a tour.
We have a tour?" Yeah, that's good stuff.
So basically, the girls are just told to do whatever they're told to every day, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Upfront is treating them on like a need to know basis, and a lot of the stuff they consider the girls don't need to know.
Just show up for work.
Yeah, and
We got stuff for you to do.
if you get
That's
fired,
kind of harsh.
it is kind
It
of
is.
harsh, but that's what it feels like sometimes when the girls are so surprised, like, "Oh, I have work tomorrow," or something, or like, "I'm going to Hawaii."
So yeah. So I guess say on the Gaksan's graduation show when they announced the 11th Gen, maybe that's the surprise for real when they announced that you're getting new members. And all that.
Yeah, they talked about that on the 9th and 10th radio show, the one on
Yeah.
JRF.
Yeah.
I think the 9th and 10th gen were surprised, but I think the senpais knew actually that there was already an addition in the works or being planned out or something. I don't know. I don't know how much detail they knew, but there was definitely a gap between the senpais and then the 9th and 10th. I think even Aika was part of the senpai group, so that was kind of... Well, I guess it doesn't matter since she's leaving, so whatever, but... I don't know.
Okay, so some stuff they tell them.
Some... Or maybe... I don't know.
Or it's just rumors in the company.
Yeah. There's a
That
lot of
people
rumors
leak
going
around.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to get back on topic, then I guess that all these graduations could be lies. Then,
What do you mean?
in fact, well, Aika said that it was her choice to graduate.
Right, right,
Nichan is thinking not so much because of this program.
right.
Right.
And
Oh, you mean like every graduation now?
yeah,
It's
every
like,
yeah.
No, that would suck.
that
But
would suck.
But then you could probably argue that it could be true though if you look back in at least for Morning Musume.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean,
No.
even like Sakichi and Yuka. Well, okay, Yuka not so much, but Sakichi might even be considered a firing.
Right. Just like
Or
you made
rage
a
quit.
Erika,
Yeah, or yeah.
right. And Arihara Kana.
Yeah, the kids don't really have good luck in that thing. But
The one that's true for sure is Makoto.
oh yeah, they just bundled her up with Konkon. That
Yeah.
was
Oh yeah, that was
kind of obvious. Yeah.
Well, and then Junjun Linden were
That-
kicked out.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, probably.
But
And
I don't
Eddie's
know.
just lazy. Yeah.
But I think like because Ginger and Lin are Chinese, like no one really made a big a deal about it as they would have for any of the other girls.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know.
Okay, you got like Koharu.
Koharu, I don't know how true it is that like how she got into a fight with management. I don't know, but I mean like if like how she handled herself in when she was participating again in the whole OG tour, the Dream
Yeah.
Musume tour.
Yeah.
It seems like she still she doesn't really care one way or another whether she's part of attached to any Musume name or not.
She just wants to be famous herself. I
Yeah,
guess.
just something. But like if it's Musume or if it's not Musume, like I don't think she cares. It doesn't seem like she does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways.
that's why nobody liked her.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. So let's move on to our last topic and probably biggest one, also the most funny. This relates to the Smilage Twitter account, Smilage Staff 2. You guys might actually be following it yourselves. If you did, you might remember. I believe it was either yesterday or the day before.
think
Really
the day
recent.
before.
Yeah.
Day before.
There was a weird tweet. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are like monitoring it all the time, but anyways, there was one. The first one came out and it said, from the Smilage Staff account, it said, "Oh man, I'm so annoyed right now. Does anyone want to come to Korea with me in October?" And then
Laugh out loud.
yeah, laugh out loud. And then everyone's like, "What? What does that mean? Is Smilage going to Korea or something?"
Yeah.
I don't. And then the next one was like, right after that was like, "Oh, I apologize. I didn't tweet that. That was weird. I don't know where that came from. That wasn't me. I don't get
Right.
it."
Right.
Right. Yeah. And then so the first one was deleted. And then to the apology tweet, Shuhei, their Upfront's leading expert in computer technology, he tweeted to the account, "Hey, you should change your password." So I would say, to not talk in absolutes, there's probably like a 1% chance that the Twitter account was hacked by someone, and for some reason they wanted to ask people if they wanted to go to Korea. I don't know. That seems like a malicious thing to do if you hacked a Smilage account.
That's
Who the
what-
hell would want to hack a Twitter account?
I don't know. Anyways, what's more likely is around the same time, there was another Twitter account that said, let's see what it said. It said, "Oops, I mistook my work Twitter account for my personal one. I'm gonna die now." And so everyone kind of, so the Japanese fans were like following this Twitter account, and then they're like, that's interesting. So then a bunch of them started following this Twitter account, and they think that this one was the private account of Sato, who is or Esto, as you might know her, the female Smilage staff manager. And so they kind of looked through the history of this account, and they saw a bunch of stuff that was like, okay, now again, this is going into rumor territory. If this was actually her account, a lot of stuff that makes her look like a really bad manager. So let's go down the list. Like, okay, so first thing they were talking about was one of the tweets from the personal account was saying that Satoyama is really boring, which if she actually said that, I'm not holding that against her because it is kind of boring.
Oh, yes,
So
totally.
that's
Agreed.
Yeah. So you know what? If she says that, that's cool. I mean, I agree with her. But one of her tweets was like, "Oh man, I had to wake up 6 o'clock in the morning, and like I'm out in this field, and like we're doing a filming or something, and then like the girls have to eat some like stupid mustard plant or something," which is exactly what they did in the first episode, because Ayacho and Kanyan were eating that whatever the thing that was like supposed to be spicy or whatever.
Oh yeah, that thing.
Yeah. So and then she tweeted,
Snap.
yeah, that's not looking good towards her hacking excuse, but whatever.
Yeah.
So let's move on. So, and then she has a bunch of other tweets saying, "I want to go to Korea. I want to go in October. I think some plans are falling through. Does anyone else want to come with me or something?" So some type of vacation or something she was planning to do, but then I don't know what happened, and now she doesn't know if she's going or not. But after this, I'm sure she's probably not going, so whatever. And then she has another tweet, which is actually more recent, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm supposed to be at work right now, but I ditched to go to Shinokubo, which is like the which is like the K-town for Tokyo, where they have like a bunch of Korean restaurants." And then she's like, "Oh, I went by myself to get Korean food. I'm totally ditching work, and that was the timing of that tweet corresponded with a Smilage event. So the Japanese otas concluded that she ditched that event to go to get Korean food by herself.
Awesome managing work.
Awesome manager. Although to be fair, there's not much a manager can do during an event because the girls are kind of on autopilot, and she
They
just
stand in
the back. But you shouldn't tweet that. You should just go.
Just skip.
Just yeah. So that's kind of what they did, and so what they did was they looked kind of through her history. Those were kind of the interesting things they picked out, but also they were looking at who she was following and who followed her to see if they could find out any of the private, maybe the HP girls or someone more important than just the manager.
At Ikta Arena.
Yeah, right. At Tanaka Arena 07.
Yes.
Yeah, but unfortunately, no one was interesting. At the time, that account only had 10 followers and 10 being followed. And then after the Japanese people found it, it spiked up to like 60 or 70 or 80, I think. And then I think assuming this was the manager, she realized there was a spike in people following her.
Yeah.
And then so she deleted her account, which is too bad. But not before a bunch of fans took screenshots of almost her entire tweet history. So that's floating around somewhere, even though it's not too interesting, but it's pretty funny. What do you guys think?
I think she should get fired.
She might get into a lot of trouble. Yeah.
And while they're at it, they should fire IHO as well.
They should fire Shuhei for being an idiot.
And that.
Yeah.
And
I want Shuhei's job.
I think we can all do Shuhei's job. He's not doing
All he does is like turn Ustream on.
Yeah.
Hey, look, guys, come watch my.
Yeah.
Do nothing.
Or like turn on the Ustream from his iPhone and like walk around and stuff.
Hey, we're looking at the solar eclipse now. Sorry, my 3G is not very working right now. Yeah.
But anyways, back to the manager. It's so unprofessional.
Well, one interesting thing to note is that this manager, Esto or Sato or whatever her name is, she's a former Morning Musume manager.
Yeah, that's true.
Before Aijan graduated.
Right.
And back then, I remember many of the Morning Musume girls spoke very highly of her.
Or maybe they were just scared of her. I don't know.
I don't know. They were very like family, like tight with her. I think. Well, especially I think Aijan and Gaksan, the older girls.
I remember the Japanese fans were talking about that in the thread. Like those two really liked her.
Yeah.
If you guys went to the overseas events, I think Sato also went to the LA and Japan Expo.
Yeah.
Right.
You might have seen her. She's the chubby girl.
The only chubby girl in the group of Hello Project.
As in chubby, as in very chubby.
Chubby as in like she's
very fat.
4 or 5 times bigger than
American
Nana.
style.
Yeah, pretty much.
So she's the big girl. If there's any like stalker pictures you see,
then you might remember it's her.
Yeah. So, but a lot of people are thinking she got demoted to Smilage.
Yeah.
And then like a couple of people were saying, "Oh man, now that she pulled this off, she's gonna get demoted to Mono Manager."
Wait, so you're saying isn't Mono supposed to be higher ranked than Smilage? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I don't know.
They should demote her to research students.
Research egg manager.
Egg manager. Egg has managers?
I don't know. Karin
I don't
probably
think
has
so.
her own manager.
Colin, yeah.
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 That was pretty.
Maybe
funny
she just
stuff.
get fired.
She might. I don't know. But I think she's been with the company for a while. But
Couple years at least.
yeah.
Yeah. So remember, people, log out of your Twitter.
Yeah, and
Watch which one you're logging into.
Yeah, if you have multiple accounts on your phone, make sure you're on the right one. Don't
Learn
be
to
in a
use
rush.
TweetDeck.
Yes, please select the right account. Otherwise, you will get fired, and Shuhei will ask you to change your password.
Right.
Yeah. So, I think that wraps it up for episode 1 of TKMR Hatena. Hope you guys enjoyed the news. We'll probably have other shows whenever there's something interesting or funny to talk about. Closing for episode 1 was Bex, Triple 86, and Asferis. Thanks for listening.